This is Early Morning, your first look at news, weather, and sports. This is Northeast Michigan's best news source. You're waking up to WBKB Early Morning.
Straight ahead on WBKB Early Morning News, an apparent homicide took place Saturday night in Albert, where a woman's burnt remains were found in the backseat of her car. Plus, the mayor declares yesterday as Alpena Music Educators Day during a symphony performance at the high school. And more with Music Education, find out how the Blues Festival supports the arts in school. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Erica Fernandez. For a first look at the weather, let's check in with meteorologist Adam Claiborne.
All right, well, good morning to you, Erica. Good Friday morning to everyone out there. Expect a great end to the work week with mostly sunny skies and mild temperatures in place for us throughout the afternoon. Right now at 54 degrees, and we'll see those temperatures make their way closer to the 70s as we head into the afternoon. But rain will be nowhere near us, as it is going to be farther off to the south, down into Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania. They'll be looking out for not only showers, but a few rumbles of thunder with those showers as well. Some of those showers could be heavy at times. For us, nothing but clear real estate, especially across the northern Great Lakes, and clearing out even more as high pressure builds in. But here's a look at the day planner. We'll start off right around 44. A little cool out there, but we'll top off at 73 during the afternoon. Before tonight, it looks like temps will drop back into the upper 40s for overnight lows under clear conditions, but it doesn't last long. We'll see more of that rain as we head into the weekend, and we'll talk more about that coming up here in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Adam. Michigan State Police are still investigating an apparent homicide that took place Saturday night in Albert. Police have placed a man in custody following an all-night investigation into the death of his spouse. Her badly burned remains were discovered in the back seat of her vehicle at the intersection of Sheridan Valley Road and Scenic Route 3. Officers arrived at approximately 11:14 p.m. to find the car fully engulfed in flames. Albert Township Fire Department put out the fire to then find the human remains. When MSP detectives made contact with the man in custody, he was found asleep in his home in Briley Township. Police report there were also indications that a domestic assault had very recently taken place on the premises. The man was transported to the MSP Gaylord Post for questioning. No other information is available at this time, but police do say they expect formal charges and names, as well as other details, to be released sometime this afternoon. The Alpena Symphony Orchestra has been practicing for months to put on a concert held yesterday at the high school. Not only were the 45 members ready to perform, but they also were honored as the mayor of Alpena declared Sunday, June 21st, Alpena Music Educators Day. Even though over the last year arts funding had been being cut from schools, Alpena holds music education in high regards. This day brings hope to ensure that the city keeps music alive and active.
It's important because anytime to recognize individuals that have really brought something special to the community and something special to not only children but adults as well. And the music world is something that could certainly use some awareness, and so that was easy for me to do.
The music that the symphony performed didn't just consist of just music. There was also a reading and some acting on stage. 6 different bands are resting after they played at the Alpena Fairgrounds for the 12th annual Alpena Blues Festival on Saturday.
Performers came from all over, from local performers like Chris Crown and Friends to Thornetta Davis, the diva from Detroit. The event was open to the public and cost $15 per ticket.
Every year, the Alpena community looks forward to coming out to the Blues Festival to rock out and have some fun. But their support doesn't stop there. It extends to multiple other causes.
We also have helped stamp out hunger with the blues, where we donate to the local various food kitchens and stuff, and we ask people to come to the gate, bring a non-perishable food item, help us stamp out hunger with the blues.
Educating people of the blues is a big part of this festival. Rose says when schools cut funding for arts, the kids became one of their main focuses. They try to provide an outlet for them by bringing in performers and teaching them about music.
I think it's very important, not only for the blues, but for the community, because we really do promote Alpena and Northern Michigan, and we want people to come here.
One lead vocalist agrees and hopes to bring more blues to Alpena.
When I lived in Grand Rapids, there were a lot of opportunities to hear blues music, and there weren't quite as few opportunities up here, so it's nice that people come together and support the Blues Coalition and the festival. I enjoy playing up here. I think the community really comes together and embraces music here. We don't have a lot of opportunities for art, so when people do perform, people come out and hear us and support us. It's just a great community to be a part of.
Bethany Ricciardi, WBKB News.
For the 23rd year in a row, on the third Saturday of June, the Presqu'Île Wooden Boat Show Committee has put on another successful show at the Presqu'Île Harbor. With close to 50 wooden boats lining the harbor, the show was the best that the committee put on in a long time. $30 was the fee for those who entered their boats into the show, and it also got them the chance to cruise out on the lake with all-you-can-eat meals and beverages. Many of the boats came with their owners from the UP and downstate, and some even made their way in from Texas and New Mexico.
Hopefully it'll grow a little bit bigger every year now. I've been the chairman for 3 years, and I'm hoping to build it up even more, in the years to come.
Bikers from the Sunrise Bicycle Tour made their way through on their first day of riding to check out the unique boats and scenic views. Vendors were at the harbor selling clothing and accessories. Everyone enjoyed barbecue, and the committee gave out awards to boat owners for various things. The Churchill Point Inn on Hubbard Lake hosted its second annual Reds, Whites, and Brews event on Saturday, welcoming many to taste Michigan's best wines and beers. Those attending could purchase tickets for $30 to $45 to try the 75 different types of beverages that the inn offered, some of the wines spanning from all over the world. Tickets also included being treated to gourmet appetizers and the beautiful views of Hubbard Lake. Because the inn is open seasonally, the Reds, Whites, and Brews event serves as a kickoff to the summer season, and its success in the first year last summer has brought more and more people out to Churchill Point and provided for a great turnout at this year's tasting.
Last year was our first one. It was such a great success that we thought we'd have to do one every year annually. We are having a beer and wine tasting and live entertainment, and it's just a fun time. It's a nice way to enjoy Hubbard Lake and the surrounding area.
The inn was opened years ago by Olson's mother and father-in-law, and she plans on continuing the Reds, Whites, and Brews event as a tradition for her and her fiancé to carry on as they become the primary innkeepers. You can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online. Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night. Or you can add us on Facebook at facebook.com/WBKBTV. Sports is next with Eric Perry. He'll have all the highlights from the Tigers game as they were trying to avoid the sweep against the Yankees. Plus, find out which young golfer was able to win his first ever U.S. Open championship. Stay right here on WBKB 11 for all that and more as the news continues.
It's been an up and down month of June for the Detroit Tigers. They entered the month in the midst of a season-high 8-game losing streak before bouncing back by winning 6 of their next 8. But then, coming into their game yesterday afternoon against the New York Yankees, the ball club was trying to avoid losing their 5th straight. The Yankees going for the sweep of the Tigers on the Father's Day afternoon. The Tigers hitters had other ideas. Getting off to a hot start in the first inning, Victor Martinez, in only his 3rd game back from the DL, hits a 2-run shot to right. His 2nd long ball of the season. Tigers draw first blood. They're up 2-0. 2 batters later, the other Martinez, J.D., also going deep. This time to center field, another 2-run homer. Just like that, the Tigers take an early 4-0 lead. Bottom second now, Tigers up 6-0, but the Yankees are finally going to get on the board courtesy of a solo home run from Brian McCann. That's his 10th home run of the year, and it cuts the Tigers' lead down to 5. But what a day for J.D. Martinez. Very first pitch of the 5th inning, and it's leaving the ballpark for his 2nd home run of the day. This one of the solo variety that would increase the Tigers' lead back to 5 runs. And if 2 home runs in one game isn't enough for you, how about a 3rd? This one, a 3-run shot. 6 RBIs off of 3 home runs for J.D. Martinez. He's the first Tigers player to do that since Miguel Cabrera in 2013. Tigers cruise to a 12-4 victory as they avoid the sweep.
You know, this is a ballpark where the ball flies in, and a day like this where it's windy, you know, it could be a quick game, a quick turnaround. I think that's what the heart of our order can do. Once we get going, I feel like we're a very dangerous lineup, and if we get guys on base, you never know.
With Kansas City losing yesterday, the Tigers are now 5.5 games behind the Royals for first place in the AL Central. They will continue their 8-game road trip tonight in Cleveland against the Indians. The 2015 U.S. Open wrapping up yesterday at Chambers Bay. The #1 golfer in the world, Rory McIlroy, doing everything he can to keep up with the leaders. Came into the day 4 over, but would shoot a 66 in his final round to finish at even par. As for the leaders coming into this final round, Jason Day was one of 4 at 4 under, trying to stay there with 2 birdies in the front 9. But Day could not hold on during the back 9. He would end up shooting 4 over in this final round, his worst round of the weekend, and because of it, he would finish at even par in the clubhouse. The most impressive round of the day belonged to Adam Scott. Came in at 3 over par, but after shooting a 64, he shot up the leaderboard, finished at 3 under. Jordan Spieth would finish strong as well after double bogeying the 17th hole. He birdies the 18th, enters the clubhouse at 5 under, but would it be enough with Dustin Johnson hot on his tail? Just 1 stroke behind. He could win it with a tough eagle putt on the final hole. It doesn't fall, but he still has a chance to tie it and force a playoff with Jordan Spieth. Johnson would need to settle down and sink this very makeable birdie putt, only from about 2 feet out. But no, the birdie putt wouldn't fall either. A heartbreaking way to end the day for Johnson, but a rewarding win for the young Jordan Spieth. So Jordan Spieth finishes at 5 under after shooting a round of 69 to take the U.S. Open. Both Dustin Johnson and Louis Oosthuizen finished 1 stroke behind him at 4 under as they tie for second. 3 players finished tied for 4th, Adam Scott, Brandon Grace, and Cameron Smith, all at 3 under. But at the end of the day, it was Jordan Spieth taking home his first U.S. Open championship.
To go to the home of golf in the next tournament, that's the sole focus. I'm not going to look past that, but you can't win them all unless you win the first 2, I guess. So we're going to go, we're going to go to St. Andrews looking for the claret jug, and I believe that we'll be able to get it done if we get the right prep in.
Spieth becomes the first golfer to win both the Masters and the U.S. Open in the same year since Tiger Woods did it back in 2002. After rain postponed the race on Saturday, the NASCAR Xfinity Series finally got back on track yesterday afternoon at Chicagoland Speedway. We're going to go ahead and jump to the later stages of the race. Only 11 more laps to go, and there's a battle for the lead. Eric Jones, who had been out in front for most of the race, reclaims the lead by passing Ryan Blaney on the inside. And from there, Jones would just continue to pull away from the pack. The 19-year-old earns his 2nd career win in the Xfinity Series.
It's pretty awesome to get this Monster Energy Toyota back in victory lane. And it's 2 weeks in a row for these guys. That's 3 wins this week for me, man. That's pretty awesome. It was a rough go for a while, but we came back. We're back at it now, and just cool to be back here. Kyle Busch Motorsports, man, for last night. Joe Gibbs Racing for today. Port City Race Cars for Tuesday. Xfinity Series for doing this for us, the fans, man. What a day. What a day. Thanks to Drew Herring. Shook this thing down for us yesterday, or 2 days ago. Got it right, and we took it to victory lane today.
After also winning the Truck Series race earlier in the week, Jones becomes the youngest driver to ever win 2 NASCAR National Series races in the same weekend. Coming in second was Ryan Blaney, who led for 43 laps of the race, followed by Austin Dillon, who led for 28 laps. Finally, we have Brendan Cowan in 4th and Chris Buescher in 5th, rounding out the top 5. That's going to do it for sports. Erica, back to you.
Thanks, Eric. For a look at what we can expect in the weather department today, let's turn it back over to meteorologist Adam Claiborne. Adam?
All right, thanks, Erica. Well, this morning, temperatures are mild for us, seeing more of the mid and upper 50s, but also going to be looking out for more of that rain as we head into the afternoon to start off the work week. Right now at 56 in Tawas, 54 in Gaylord, and at 55 in Rogers City. Across the nation, 68 degrees into Minneapolis, at 60 degrees in Chicago, 70 degrees in Cincinnati. Cooler pocket of air right across the northern tier. We'll continue to see that cool air will sink its way southward with our next system working its way through. But right now, starting to see more of those clouds and showers make their way in from the west. That is currently off into Minnesota, working its way through the UP and also Wisconsin. That will bring us our rainfall, not the system that you see farther to the south, affecting Indiana, Illinois, and Ohio, and even Kentucky with a lot of heavy rainfall. For us, we could see a few pockets of heavy rain with this, but those will be scattered in nature. Not expecting it to be one solid line once it comes through, and could even hear a few rumbles of thunder with that. Taking a look now at your current winds, they're coming in from the southeast at 12 in Alpena, 12 from the northeast in Oscoda, while at 10 from the southwest. In Pellston, we'll notice more of a northwesterly flow by this evening with that cool air coming in and that cold front working its way eastbound. For today, we'll see milder temperatures. Scattered rain continues to linger for us, as we saw maybe some sprinkles yesterday, but really starting to see that rain begin to pick up for us during the afternoon hours and beginning to clear as we head into the evening. Once this cold front moves on through, not only will it bring the cooler air and take the rain out of here, but it also will take the clouds with it, and we'll see clear skies as we head into Tuesday. But here comes the rain making its way in from the northwest. We'll see that as we head into the afternoon, and here's a look at that on your Futurecast model. Noticing clouds on the increase for us. Here's that system that is currently just off to our west, and that will continue to work its way eastward, bring us the rain as we go throughout the afternoon today. And then once that passes through, we're expecting that cool air to filter in on the backside of it and gradually clearing as we head throughout tonight. Your day planner will start off with a slight chance of rain, around 30%, temperatures in the upper 50s, topping off at 69 into the afternoon with better rain chances, and by tonight we'll drop down to 47 degrees. Here's a look at your overnight forecast. 47, partial clearing throughout the evening. Northwest winds between 5 to 10 miles per hour. And your 7-day forecast. Tuesday and Wednesday look to remain quiet for us. We'll notice highs in the lower 70s. More rain arrives as we head into Thursday and Friday, Saturday and Sunday. It looks like the weekend doesn't look too bad for us. Highs in the lower 70s and partially clear skies. I think we'll take that. But lows will start to rebound into the 50s as we get throughout the rest of the week. And by next Monday, we'll be partly cloudy with highs in the lower 70s.
All right, thanks, Adam. Tune in tonight for WBKB 11 News at 6. Lindsay DeLucia will have your news, meteorologist Adam Claybon will have the weather, and Eric Puri will have updates from the world of sports. When WBKB Early Morning returns, a new lead this morning in the search for 2 escaped killers on the run in New York. Stay tuned for more. Good morning and welcome back. I'm Erica Fernandez. In national news, a new lead this morning in the search for 2 escaped killers on the run in New York. David Sweat and Richard Matt broke out of a maximum security prison 2 weeks ago, and now DNA evidence has linked them to a cabin in northern New York. CBS's Kenneth Craig has the latest.
In a matter of hours, the manhunt for David Sweat and Richard Matt have taken authorities to multiple sites hundreds of miles apart in New York and close to the Pennsylvania border. Law enforcement sources tell CBS News investigators have a DNA match confirming the convicted killers were in the Saranac Lake area within the last 24 hours. That DNA was apparently found on an item in a cabin that had been broken into in the area about 40 miles south of the Clinton Correctional Facility in Dannemora. Late Sunday night, tactical teams from Vermont were called in for the first time to aid in search efforts near Mountain View, about 30 miles west of the prison. Authorities turned their attention there after investigating a credible sighting some 300 miles away in Friendship, New York, near the Pennsylvania border.
Aviation, canine, and special operations teams were called in to assist with this search.
Brandy Thompson says she spotted 2 men who resembled the convicts in her backyard.
My heart dropped. I called the dog. I grabbed my cell phone and went towards the house and dialed 911.
As the manhunt continues to unfold, authorities announced Gene Palmer, a second corrections employee in the prison, has been suspended. Officials have not said why he was put on leave. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
So far, only one person, prison worker Joyce Mitchell, has been arrested and charged for allegedly giving the prisoners some of the tools they used to escape. Last week, U.S. Marshals added Matt and Sweat to their 15 most wanted fugitives list. Thousands of worshipers of all races gathered Sunday morning to host a vigil to honor those killed in the Charleston church shooting last week.
Just 4 days after the bloodshed within the sacred walls of Emmanuel AME Church, the pews were filled again, church members and strangers singing and saying prayers of hope and healing.
No evildoer, no demon in hell on earth can close the doors of God's church.
Thousands of worshipers of all races lined up well before the doors opened. Security was tight. Police searched bags as people entered and stood guard inside. Reverend Norvell Goff led the congregation in prayers for the 9 church members allegedly killed by suspected gunman Dylan Roof, including its pastor, Clementa Pinckney, his chair now draped in black.
The blood of the Mother Emmanuel 9 requires us to work until not only justice in this case, but for those who are still living in the margin of life.
Members of St. Matthew AME Church in Orange, New Jersey showed solidarity with their sister church with a memorial service, a candle lit for each of the 9 victims. Reverend Dr. Linnell Guyton was a close friend and fraternity brother of Reverend Pinckney.
He lived a wonderful life. We don't know why the Lord took him so early, but we praise God for the difference that he made while he was on earth.
Church leaders say while there is forgiveness, we cannot forget the evil root behind the senseless loss of life.
And now with this, we want to give it the tag domestic terrorism. No, the problem is it's racism.
There's no one of us who can fix this problem by ourselves.
Governor Chris Christie attended the Sunday service, encouraging people to come together in the wake of the shooting.
I was so glad that we began this service with an invocation where we were holding each other's hands, because those hands are the hands that will do the work that needs to be done to end this type of hate.
Newark resident Mark Jones's sister, Reverend Sharonda Singleton, was among the victims. He says hate will never win.
Love will outweigh hate, and that's what we're living on.
Coming up next on WBKB Early Morning News, we'll have our last look at the weather. Welcome back, I'm Erica Fernandez. Let's go ahead and take one last look at the weather. Adam?
All right, thanks again, Erica. Right now at 54 degrees, it looks like temperatures won't warm up too much for us because we'll have a lot of clouds and rain in place as we head into the afternoon. Most of the rain well off to our south, but that's not going to be affecting us. It's going to be this system right here that is currently pushing its way through Minnesota, through Wisconsin and the UP. We'll see that eventually arrive as we head into the afternoon hours. Maybe some light showers this morning, but really seeing chances pick up for us by the afternoon, and then by this evening, it looks like all of this rain will start to head off to the east with the cold front that is associated with that. And with that cold front will come cooler air on the backside of it. But for this morning, we'll be at 57 degrees. Only topping off in the upper 60s for us in Alpena at 69. Rain chances becoming greater for us, but then by this evening, we'll see the rain begin to taper off. Temperatures dropping into the upper 40s, and not only we'll see the rain taper off, but we'll also see more of that clearing, at least gradual clearing as we head throughout the evening. And Tuesday looks to be a lot more sunny for us, and expecting more of that sun as we head into Wednesday.
All right, thanks, Adam. Be sure to tune in tonight for WBKB 11 News at 6. Lindsay DeLisha will have your news, meteorologist Adam Claybond will have the weather, and Eric Perry will have updates from the world of sports. Also, don't forget you can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online. Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night. Or you can add us on Facebook at facebook.com/WBKBTV. That's all we have for you today on WBKB Early Morning. Thanks for watching. Good Morning America is up next.